Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Angel PT, and for today what we do have in here it is Far Cry the New Dawn. So this game it is using the Dunya engine, the same engine basically behind Far Cry 5, and of course it is developed by Ubisoft Montreal. So let's take a look on the graphical settings that I will be using throughout the game. This is interesting because Far Cry New Dawn it is possible to be playing with the Phenom II X4, although Far Cry 5 doesn't really allow you to start the game if you have a Phenom II X4. So anyway, on Far Cry New Dawn I'm running the game with normal settings, you can call it medium. HD textures, it is not a good idea if you have a 2GB graphic card. Probably if you have a 4GB graphic card you might try to use HD textures, and I'm using TAA, which is my favorite anti-aliasing method. It's not for everyone taste, but yeah, adaptive resolution I don't recommend for you to use it. If you're bottleneck, it is the CPU, just like it is happening in here. So let's now take a look on the results, but first let's take a look on the requirements. The game here is asking for an AMD FX 6350, and we are just using a Phenom 2, 8 gigs of RAM, and an AMD R9 270X, which is more powerful than what we do have in here. So basically we are below the minimum requirements, but even though this is the results that I got. So with the low settings I got an average of 47 frames per second and a 1% low of 36. With medium settings, the settings that I will be using throughout this video, I got an average of 43 and a 1% low of 32. High settings started to provide frame rates worse than 30 frames per second with an average of 40, and ultra settings the average was 34 and the 1% low it was 22. My main issues with this game is clearly CPU. So I got a lot of stuttering in this game because of the CPU. CPU usage it is quite high, and because the software recorder that I'm using, you are going to see worse frame rate than the frame rate that I told you that I had. This is mostly because I'm recording, and also it makes it use more CPU and more VRAM. VRAM it is another issue. Despite the game it is playable with 2 gigs of VRAM, it is clear that this game might like for you to have like 3 or 4 gigs of VRAM, which with this graphic card you can only have the R7 370 with 4 gigs, because it feels that 2 gigabytes are a little bit pushing too much for this game, and with this CPU, well, the game does stutter a lot sometimes while traversing the map, but it's completely playable. It's pretty much like Far Cry 4 did stutter, so if you manage to complete Far Cry 4 even with all those stutterings while traversing the map, well, Far Cry New Dawn it's not that different. Alright, so this is basically what you should know about it. Apart from that, it is completely playable. You should prepare yourself to have a frame rate around 30s to 40s and some stutters, but apart from that the game it is completely playable. And the graphical difference between low, normal, high and ultra, it is not that big. The only difference is mostly just the details of the stuff on the distance, or the amount of grass that you have on the floor, the distance of the shadows and its resolution. But most of all, normal, even low settings looks pretty good in this game, with the biggest downgrade on the lowest settings for me it is the fact that the water on some surfaces loses screen space reflections, while if you decide to keep on normal you will have screen space reflections again in most of the stuff. If you use the high settings you have screen space reflections in a lot of stuff. But for me, I think normal it is really good, but if you want to go to high there is no issue. I mean, the frame rate difference between all these settings are very small. So you can get this game from Steam, from Uplay, from Epic Store. I'm not really sure if you can get this game from Epic Store, but clearly you can get this game from Uplay and Steam. It costs right now 45 euros on Steam. but if you want to get it cheaper, you can get through Kinguin for 25 bucks, which is 20 bucks less than on Steam. It's a great value, and if you want to get this deal, go to the description of the video and buy the game through there. So that's all that I want to talk about Far Cry New Dawn. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Our people and taking them to their bullet factory. Get in the way of any prisoner trucks you see and free the hostages. We need everyone in this fight. They'll have Rush locked up underground. Get in any way you can, then bring him home. Good luck, Cap.
I gotta move. I'll make it quick.
Hey, Cap. Fighting the highwaymen is no walk in the park. If you ever find yourself outgunned, you can craft better weapons with the resources you find in Hope County. And remember, the folks in Prosperity are here to help in any way they can. We won't let you down.
stars.
Oh my God. Jesus, I thought you were dead. I should have known you'd come through. You came back for me. Ah! You crazy son of a bitch. You came back for me. We need to go. Now. Let's get going. And the turret. That'll get us out of here. Let's go! Go, go, go! Shit! Coming right at us! They're behind us! Enemy right behind us! They're bearing down on us! Enemy on our right! They're coming from the right! They're on the right! They're over on our left! Enemy on our left! Enemy right behind us! They're bearing down on us! They're behind us! Gotta lose them! I'm taking it off-road! Ah! Good one! My leg is too fucked up to drive. You know where we're going. You'll have to drive us the rest of the way.